floppy ears and a mischievous twitch. In the yard she's always digging a ditch. She sneaks through with a hop and a skip, eyes wide open just looking for a trip. Suspicious she is not denying that fact. Playful trickster always up to some act. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the way she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show. She's a Flemish giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She's a Flemish giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the way she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show.
Donkey the rabbit munching cookies all night. Sugar rush plays in a crazy delight. Nibbling faces in a frenzied haze. Friends confused in his cookie craze. He hops through chaos in the midnight dark. Cookies in his paws, leaving a sweet mark. Face is bitten with a playful bite. Donkey's world, a funny sight. Donkey the rabbit, sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, crunching all remains. Cookies crumble, falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Chasing shadows under the moon's bright glare. Cookies his obsession, like he don't care. Friends watch in shock as he takes a bite. Donkey's love for cookies just feels right. He grins, mischievous eyes so wild. The chaos around him driving friends mild. Cookies drop, crumbs scatter in the bush. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Bite mark stories on furry cheeks. Donkey the rabbit at his cookie peak. Friends band together, a loving chase. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Inkle face, nibble pace. Donkey the rabbit, but sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, nibble on your face. Cookies crumble, butter falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Plans ignore. Donkey want more, can't ignore.
He's a rabbit that can't get enough cookies. Loves to munch, munch, munch every day. Can't get enough. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating because he's a cookie king. He would eat the cookies until he turns into a cookie himself. He's a king of eating cookies. Can't get enough of them. He will never, ever, ever stop eating them. Keep them, Down to the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops. Eat the cookie. He's a cookie king. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating 'cause he's a cookie king. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating 'cause he's a cookie king. One, two, three, four.
In a kingdom far away, there's a princess named Kira, with beautiful brown locks and eyes that sparkle. Every day at twilight, she dances through the meadow with bunnies by her side as the sun starts to retire. One bunny turned to two, and two turned to a dozen. But Captain Kira's heart's forever filled with love. Her kingdom now enchanted, a ballet of soft footsteps, magical melodies carried on wings of a dove. Ballerina princess, her bunnies by her side, a twirl and a pirouette as dreams come alive. Captain Kira dances, her heart so full of bliss, in a world enchanted where love will always persist.
Hello, giant Bunzinos. Oh, we're having a beautiful sunset. I just noticed. Look at that. Let's just take a little look outside. All right. Now we gotta go back. We gotta get to those bunzers that just got carried inside. Some of them were cooperative. Some of them bolted and hid in dirt piles and behind things and under things. Some were just as gentle as pie. Here we have everyone. I just did a cleaning of their room. We got Funz to the left, Funz to the right. Hello, chat. Oh my gosh. Hewlin Mod, my main man moderator, as I like to call him, my main man mod. You got beef with Donkey? This guy? Just very sweetness, and he's just on a little powder blue, a little baby blue rug. Uh-oh, Woodland Luke needs to. Donkey, stop calling me? Senor Luke, hey Luke. And upon wrestling hunk. How do you like that, AJ Punk? He's like, I'm gonna show up in the chat more often, wrestling hunk. Yeah. So you got the Mr. Woody Woodlow. Oh yeah, we got all the OGs. Now waiting the presence of the Honorable Captain Kira, Queen of the Buns. Yes, Judge Kira, the Honorable Judge Kira is in the chat in the house. Getting some vegetable trays are coming up. Whoops, I'm about to put a phone. Okay, Donkey, don't push too hard. Then the iPhone is going to go in the water bowls. Oh, okay, I'm not. I'm going to get in trouble. I'll get in big trouble. Hey, we got this little guy. This little guy. Oh, what do we have here? Oh my gosh, I gotta turn the volume down on this phone. Here we go. Who wants their vegetables next? Oh, this is like yoga. Wait a minute. Hang on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, for a second I thought I forgot to get Gwynnie back in the house. Whew. That was that raised my blood pressure a little bit. Okay, guys. See if Captain Carrot can put a full length maxi dress, long dress, whatever they call that. Here we go. Delphine, she got pop out of the hiding bag. Yeah. Oh, and now the iPhone. I can't look at the chat. Clear over there. Oh, dear moi. Dear moi. Look at these cuties. These cuties all just got brought inside. They played outside. You know, it was a little hot. The shade where the Bunzerinos have their enclosure. Kind of pretty. Oh, Peter Rabbit. Well, yeah, it was just actually kind of pleasant in the shade. Now, if you were standing out in the like unshaded broad sunlight, that was a different story. But yeah, I got these guys outside. I played with them outside a lot this afternoon. I was so happy I was able to do that. And then I came in before I let these guys back in the house. I did a really nice cleaning. You can see all of the donkey stuff. It's still up here because you know you got to kind of move everything off the floor and move things around in order to clean. But yeah, I feel good about that. Raw cleaned up. I'm probably going to do a little bit of a scrub with the vinegar after the stream tonight. Yeah, there's a lot of eating. Wait, can I carry 2 phones at once? Oh wait, then the camera will be blocked. Oh gosh. Someone please fix my phone so that I can be on 2 apps at once. How can it be that hard? How can it be that hard? We have we have robots rolling around the town. I've seen robots lately. I think we can have 2 apps open at once on your phone. Okay. I think I need to move the bunny castle. Let's see. Just a little bit. So how is everyone? Don't let the side eye fool you. The side eye is everything. Bonjour. Bonjour, Monsieur Donkey. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous, Donkey? Signor Monsieur Donkey? Let's call him Signor. Monsieur Donkey. And we have Madame Jabba. Jabba Blabba. Woody Woodland Loop. Get in the loop. Are you in the loop? Oh my gosh, Woody Woodland Loops. You know what? We do not have cookies. We do not have that fateful word, the cookie word. Woody Woodland Loop, send loops. Please, whatever you do, send loop. But yeah, I am a sweaty mess. From running these guys back and forth and then running the food and food trays back and forth, the water. I did all the water dishes again. Oh my gosh. And then I had to do all of the water dishes again. I tell you, I had to go to the grocery store for all the bunnies' food and refill the water. And I do some other stuff. Some of it a little unexpected today. I've had a lot of unexpected days where I had to do lots of, extra stuff. So it's been a little extra this week. And okay, and last night I went out to see music. Oh my gosh, that seems so long ago. Yeah, that actually seems really long ago. Crazy. Where is everyone? I know, it's funny. Like, we don't have Kristen Cheyenne Star. Oh my. We don't have her. Excuse me, Jocelyn's been missing for a while. We don't have Crystal with a K. We don't have that Alexa person has been gone for a while. Historian is not here. Weezy Banana is not here. Now those guys may show up a little later. But who else? What's are we missing? But yeah, it is weird to not see Kristen here. And oh my gosh, who am I not remembering? Anyway, I know, and normally we have a couple people who just are not chatters because there's always some extra people who are not chatting, which is totally fine. Delivery for Kira, Captain. I'm here for 2 Please can you send 2 pallets of cookies? What do you want the loops? We could use that invoice. The floor is wait, you think the floor is a mess now? Inverse. This is nothing. Okay, someone just peed in the corner. Okay, that's true. But you should have seen it before I was in here cleaning. Where's Triple R? I know, right? But yeah, which thing are you just referring to the P over here? Okay, look, inverse. I was a little pressed for time because it actually kind of took me a while to get all the bunnies in, but here's what, whoa, hang on, I'm gonna have to put the phone here. Yeah, I told you with you, Inverse. You know, all around for Dusty unravels most of the Dusty unravels most of the towels left in the pile outside the fun room. But are you referring to this corner in first? Is that the one? Because I mean, it is true. It's but you should. I mean, all the movies that were scattered about. Those are my gosh. You know what? You know, things happened. Tell you what I think happened. Everyone, I think the floor. This is not okay. The cameras are stuck on the room before I. Oh no, inverse. You're seeing when I like picked up all the blankets and oh boy. Okay, hang on. I gotta go downstairs. All the cameras are set up on the old feed from earlier. Oh dear me. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, inverse. So like you guys weren't even seeing me in the room because those cameras were locked on the last shot before I cleaned the room. You know what I mean? Like very, very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, where is my camera? Here's my camera. Okay. And of course, right in front of the one poop that is on the floor there. So yeah, guys. I did clean the room today. So funny, inverse. I thought you were talking about one spot on the floor where someone peed. But I thought, wow, I just cleaned the rest of this room. It looks, it's looking pretty good. Not perfect, but I just cleaned it. And yeah, I mean, there's a couple poops scattered here and there that they just did, but you know, I tried my best. It's hard to, they're little poop machines, they're big poop machines. Good Jabba. Wait, that's not a minute. Hang Wait a minute. Hang on. Jabba. Yeah, that is you, Jabba. Oh, gosh, you look big. Size of those feet. The size of those feet. She's like the abominable bunny. Like the abominable Bunz girl. But yeah, chat, what's going on? What is going on in the chat? Oh, I didn't even notice they were it's very embarrassing inverse, but you know what? I'm glad that you called me out on it because I totally was clueless that I hadn't reset the cameras. That's something I tend to forget about a lot. Currently mowing down. Oh, you're having Pizza Hut? Okay, AJ Punk pizza. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The floor is a mess. Oh boy, not my best moment, guys. Having the camera stuck on the poo room before because the inverse. The thing that was the worst about it is that I had picked up a lot of the blankets and bath mats and just shaken them out. So it was just like, you know what I mean? It just was a mess. It was like literally, you were completely 100% right. But you know what? That's what happens when you have bunnies and you gotta just clean and clean and clean and clean some more. But when that room was messy like that, when I was cleaning it and like shaking everything out, they were outside. They were playing outside. Lilian, oh my gosh. Ah, Lilian, mi amiga bonita, ¿cómo estás? Mi amiga bonita, mi amiga mía. Imagine if Captain Kira had texted me. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. AJ, large, hand tossed, extra cheese, light sauce, half pepperoni and olive, half ham, green bell pepper. Ooh, create, nice. Stuffed crust. The crust has to have some weight to it, huh? Captain Korea, how day? Um, Hewlin, Hewlin Bob, Hewlin Bob Mall pants. Um, Technology always finds a way to make us look foolish. Oh gosh, of course. Hola, Kiara. Hola, hola. I don't know how to say your name, so I always say AJ Punk. The cameras weren't frozen. Kira just cleaned the room really fast. Yeah, I'm just covering that. I just like turned on the intermission and I just did a really quick sweep, right? Believe me, that the cleaning that I did do today took, oh my gosh, I spent I think an hour and a half doing that, believe it or not. And it's still, I'm still scrubbing with like vinegar and stuff. So yeah. But I was gonna answer something. What was it? Oh, how day? My day was good. I can't complain. I really can't complain. It was just busy and full of activity, lots of kind of exhausting activity, which I didn't know if I was up for all that, but yeah, it was good. It was good. There were some hard things that I had to do today that I didn't really want to do, but I don't know. You know, you do things that are hard and you hope you're doing the right thing, and I don't know. Um But yeah, how was your day, Woody Woodland Loops, and how was everyone's day? I want to know all what is going on in everyone else's life. My life full of rabbits today, for the most part, so I can't complain. Um, oh boy. Yes, let's see. Go over who have we not seen? Let's see Donkey for a little bit. Teller. Hi. But yeah, back to the frozen camera thing. If you ever are watching when we're inside, and you can see the room in the background, and if you never see me, that means the cameras are frozen from earlier. Oh man, I have done that a bunch of times. I don't know if people have noticed. Because I think most people are watching the live camera feed that's in the center. Um, but yeah, what are people doing? It's the weekend. It's Friday. Do people or is anyone going to go see a show, music, comedy? Is anyone going to go to like any outdoor thing, festival, picnic, art fair, farmers market? What else? All going on? Like our community, like there's different fruit that ripen at certain times, and then we have all these little festivals and in all of the small area towns around here. It's fun, kind of cute. Here's Here's that big girl. But you need some pets, Mr. Bundonkadon. I'm really zoomed in. Okay, there we go. Look at this floofy boy. Don't forget to talk in. Wait. Don't forget to talk to your local dog representative. Exactly. Ragweed pollen is hurting you, Lillian. Oh my gosh. I was having like what I thought I might be getting sick, and my throat was scratchy and a little bit sore. And I was like, oh dear. And I've been exhausted. Like I keep getting hit with, just really kind of hard to move. As soon as it hits like mid-afternoon, I'm like, oh my gosh. That's so much of that is ragweed pollen, I think. Ragweed pollen. My next door neighbor, when I first moved out here, I was like, "Oh man, yeah, the allergies in the spring are so intense." And he was like, "Oh, in the spring?" He was like, "Just wait until the fall." And I was like, "Fall allergies? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, you see." And I was like, "Oh, he's just overly sensitive. What is he talking about?" With Bill, yeah, he knew a thing or two. He'd lived here for a while. But yeah, it's the ragweed. It's the ragweed, Lillian. It is a bear, isn't it? Ethel Cataram is the oldest human alive. What? At 116 years young, doing well. AJ Punk, that is so random, but I am fascinated by that. I love stuff like that. Keep it coming, AJ Punk. You could be like our random fact guy. Like, here's an interesting fact I don't think you might know about. Okay, did I say Ethel instead of Ethel? Oh my gosh, what is she like? Polyethylene? Ethel, Ethel. Um, sorry, Ethel. 52-foot cargo box of cookies. I don't want to say inches because then I would make the Spinal Tap mistake of their Stonehenge set. 52 feet, not inches. Um, so where is Ms. Ethel Cataram? She sounds British. That sounds very British. Is she in fact a British woman? And tell me what she eats, what she drinks, what she doesn't drink. Does she do her nails? Does she do yoga? Did she do jazzercise back when that was a thing? Like what is she up to? Does she have rabbits? Does she have a pile of rabbits that she hangs with? Were you guys watching the Waffle Pone stream? Anyone here? I was. With the whole bisexuality thing, and then the other day they did Today's is everyone bisexual? And then the other one the other day was, is autism real? Steven is really going for it, isn't he? He has got some heated discussion. I haven't listened to like every word of the stream or anything, but I've been keeping track of them because, well, especially the one today. The other one, the one on autism, I was not able to listen to that for a lot of it, but it was interesting to me. It was still really interesting. And today I've been home more, and so running around with the bunnies, I haven't heard everything, but no funky phones today on your walk. Oh, dude, I've not seen funky phone today. I don't think I saw her yesterday either. When it gets hotter out, maybe our funky boneses are finding shady places and lying down during the day. Maybe, in fact, maybe Funky Bones is coming out now. Um, it's weird not having Triple R. I know, right? Here, let's send her a message. I'm gonna send her a message. Triple R, where are you? Chat. I'm doing this in all caps, which was accidental, but chat wants to know. Oh my gosh. Do you know what popped up in my autocorrect or whatever it's called? And I said chat wants to, and then it offered kill. No, chat just wants to know where you are. Chat wants to kill. I mean, I know what's happening in the world these days, obvious obs, but we are a bunny rabbit stream. I don't know. And like so that's my phone trying to put that word in. I don't write anything like that on my phone ever. I text her about bunnies and butterflies and flowers and groceries and taxes and I mean, horses and cars breaking down and auto parts. I don't know. Pretty darn boring if you ask me. Um, oh my gosh, I just looked at the pizza post again, Hewlin Mall. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm gonna have, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner. I have tofu, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, chickpeas, peanut butter, almond butter, tahini, sesame butter, red pepper, green pepper, lettuce, and then I have the bunny's food, parsley, cilantro, sweet potatoes, kale. I have kale. And then I have like nuts. I have like peanuts, pistachios, almond. Oh, you guys, I got some new walnuts. I'm very excited. They are pre-sprouted and they're dried. Someone like air dried these walnuts after sprouting them. So they are like all of the compounds that are make them, more like indigestible, like all the good stuff. These walnuts are like completely accessible, like all the nutrients and the protein and all that stuff. So I'm excited because I sprout. This sounds weird. I sprout nuts. That sounds really weird, but I sprout the almonds that I buy before I make them into almond milk, and I take the skins off, and that it makes amazing almond milk. So good. No killing here, all peace and love and cookies. Good vibes only. Yeah, we are like a refuge, you guys. We are becoming, I mean, we always have been, but, like, more than ever, I feel like we are a refuge of, like, sanity. I mean, goofiness, a little insanity, but a little I don't know if that's real sane, but you know what I mean? The world needs some innocence and fun and lightheartedness. So we have that here. You know, we all have to venture out into the real world every day for the most part and listen to the news, try to interpret the news. Then we have to cope with what happened in the news. And then we have to still move on and we still have to go out and do all of our stuff and function and, you know, but it's certainly not getting any easier these days. Um, yeah. It's actually hard to dwell on the reality of the world too much right now. It can be very distracting. Right, Dusty? Do you want any of this? Hey, Dusty. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I move stuff in a place you didn't want it? Yeah. She's a good girl, Dusty. Yeah. She's such a big girl. Oh my goodness. Am I blocking you? Wait, maybe let's move your enclosure over this way. Can we do that? Do you guys want to hear? Do we want to do 1984? Since we're all here and accounted for, everyone took attendance, and I think most of the people who are interested in 1984 are here. Did Kristen Cheyenne Star Triple R Ranch Dressing Smoothie, Hey Dog, aka Mustard Queen, did she get her phone taken away or something? Can't believe she's not messaging me. Because Kristen is, let's just say definitely get messages from Kristen regularly. Uh, bless her heart. But yeah, guys, who's up for some 1984? I think my phone will, thanks to modern technology, look at Dusty. She's trying to get Donkey's food. She's like so opportunistic. Look at her. Did she do that? She tried to take your food. Winch doesn't have his little. Okay, Winchy needs a bath mat. 1 second, guys. I That's another thing I've been doing a ton of walk because the bunnies use a lot of Nikes and that we have clean. So let's get this cozy mat. So, okay, so let's see here. Let's see what we want to do. We've got a bunch of nice mats here. And then do we want to do the Gwynnie? Gwynnie, do you want this one? A nice easy mat? It's cool, baby. Right, we got that one. And then we probably should give Dusty, do you want a mat too, Dusty? Or I'm gonna get a nice sleeping mat. There we go. And another sleeping mat. And then let's see, girl side. Got clean sleeping mat for you. Gonna take advantage of that, huh? It's a Posh. Here we go. In. Okay, so All right. Oh, oh man, do not eat my dress. Boy. Okay. Oh, Dusty, do you want to go out and play? Okay, listen. If you wanna go out, I'll let you out. But we're trying to read a book here, okay? Want to go out? Oh God, wait a minute. I just realized something. No, 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 no. Dusty. No, 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 no. Hey, sorry guys. My bedroom door was open and my bathroom door was open, and she's eating all of my clothes. She's tearing apart my clothes into shreds, into shreddle. So I had to chase her. Okay. Hey, hey, Slugsies. Hello, Slugbug. You're back? 1984? Yes, that's what I was just saying. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, wait a minute. What? Wait, I just had. Hang on. I want to see the chat again. Wait, what is happening to? Ah, okay, there's the chat. Lillian, thank you. I just saw what you said. You said beautiful and tidy buns. Thank you, darling. Yeah, I got criticized earlier by Inverse for having a messy room, and then I realized that the cameras were frozen on the last shot, that the cameras were live in the room before I cleaned it. The bunnies were already outside, and I had shaken out, as you do. Lily knows what I'm talking about. Shaking out all the blankies and the mats and stuff. And are we north? Oh, bro. It's cracking me up. Are we normalizing blue tape as decor because I vibe with it? Hey, the thing is, Inverse, I love how it contrasts with the lavender. And I've been trying to figure out what to do because I don't want to take it down. I was also supposed to put another coat. Really, the biggest reason was I was supposed to put another coat of paint and paint the whole room again. Trouble is, I can't have the bunnies in here when I paint, so I gotta figure out. I'm gonna have to move the enclosure to the living room, I think, for a couple of days because I just don't want them to breathe all that stuff in. But the other thing is, look at that. That's so cute. I want to actually put a border. I want to paint a border like that. Is that so wrong? Inverse. Is that so wrong? What the heck? Okay, there's my chat. Oh gosh, no, I don't want YouTube Premium. Oh my gosh, go away. Hey now, I don't criticize. I didn't even know the cameras were. I'm inverse. I'm not. I'm not. I know it's all in fun, and it's yeah. I mean, I love you inverse, so don't. No worries. But it was so funny because I was like, "What are you talking about? It's messy." Like, what? I just spent an hour and a half cleaning. Just my little red bear. Captain Kier was just sweepy, like poor old Cinderella. Cinderella. It's bunny. It is bunny crown molding. I mean, this is like high end. You know what? Inverse. We didn't go El Cheapo on the masking tape. We got royal blue. Okay. We could have gotten the plain old vanilla white cream, whatever color that is, daisy cream. But all right. So are we okay? We're gonna do 1984, you guys. Let me find it. So here. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't want YouTube. Oh dear, where's my hmm, wait, 19 no, I don't want to buy Kindle. I don't want that. Hmm, okay. All right. I'm surprised it didn't take me right back to oh wait, no, this is the same one. I'm on part 2, chapter 3 now. Yep, please take me there. Part 2, chapter 3. Yeah. I'm gonna sit with my Gwynnie pants over here. Hi. Are you gonna listen? All right. Oh, he's so happy. Gosh, can I pet him and like see if I can do this? Pet him. Oh wait, no, then my mic is blocked by the thing. Okay. Um, okay. 1984, part 2, chapter 3. We can come here once again, said Julia. It's generally safe to use any hideout twice, but not for another month or two, of course. As soon as she woke up, her demeanor had changed. She became alert and businesslike, put her clothes on, knotted the scarlet sash about her waist, and began arranging the details of the journey home. It seemed natural to leave this to her. She obviously had a practical cunning, which Winston lacked, and she seemed also to have an exhaustive knowledge of the countryside round London, stored away from innumerable community hikes. The route she gave him was quite different from the one by which he had come, and brought him out at a different railway station. Never, never go home the same way as you went out, she said, as though enunciating an important general principle. She would leave first, and Winston was to wait half an hour before following her. He had named a place where they could meet after work 4 evenings hence. It was a street in one of the poorer quarters, where there was an open market which was generally crowded and noisy. She would be hanging about among the stalls, pretending to be in search of shoelaces or sewing thread. If she judged that the coast was clear, she would blow her nose when he approached. Otherwise, he was to walk past her without recognition. But with luck, in the middle of the crowd, it would be safe to talk for a quarter of an hour and arrange another meeting. And now I must go, she said, as soon as she had mastered his instructions. Oh, as soon as he had mastered his instructions. I'm due back at 1930. I've got to put in 2 hours for the Junior Anti-Sex League, handing out leaflets or something. Isn't it bloody? Give me a brush down, would you? Have I got any twigs in my hair? Are you sure? Then goodbye, my love, goodbye. She flung herself into his arms, kissed him almost violently, and a moment later pushed her way through the saplings and disappeared into the wood with very little noise. Even now, he had not found out her surname or her address. However, it made no difference, for it was inconceivable that they could ever meet indoors or exchange any kind of written communication. As it happened, they never went back to the clearing in the wood. During the month of May, there was only one further occasion on which they actually succeeded in making love. That was in another hiding place known to Julia, the belfry of a ruinous church in an almost deserted stretch of country where an atomic bomb had fallen 30 years earlier. It was a good hiding place when once you got there, but the getting there was very dangerous. For the rest, they could meet only in the streets, in a different place every evening, and never for more than half an hour at a time. In the street, it was usually possible to talk after a fashion. As they drifted down the crowded pavements, not quite abreast and never looking at one another, they carried on a curious, intermittent conversation which flicked on and off like the beams of a lighthouse, suddenly nipped into silence by the approach of a party uniform or the proximity of a telescreen, then taken up again minutes later in the middle of a sentence, then abruptly cut short as they parted at the agreed spot, then continued almost without introduction on the following day. Julia appeared to be quite used to this kind of conversation, which she called talking by installments. She was also surprisingly adept at speaking without moving her lips. Just once in a month of nightly meetings, they managed to exchange a kiss. They were passing in silence down a side street. Julia would never speak when they were away from the main streets. When there was a deafening roar, the earth heaved and the air darkened, and Winston found himself lying on his side, bruised and terrified. A rocket bomb must have dropped quite near at hand. Suddenly he became aware of Julia's face a few centimeters from his own, oh no, deathly white as chalk. Even her lips were white. She was dead. He clasped her hand. He clasped her against him and found that he was kissing a live, warm face. But there was some powdery stuff that got in the way of his lips. Both of their faces were thickly coated with plaster. There were evenings when they reached their rendezvous and then had to walk past one another without a sign because a patrol had just come round the corner or a helicopter was hovering overhead. Even if it had been less dangerous, it would still have been difficult to find time to meet. Winston's working week was 60 hours. Julia's was even longer. Excuse me, guys. And their free days varied accordingly to the pressure of work and did not often coincide. Julia, in any case, seldom had an evening completely free. She spent an astonishing amount of time in attending lectures and demonstrations, distributing literature for the Junior Anti-Sex League, preparing banners for Hate Week, making collections for the Savings Campaign, and such like activities. It paid, she said. It was camouflage. If you kept the small rules, you could break the big ones. She even introduced Winston to mortgage yet another. Oh, she even induced Winston to mortgage yet another of his evenings by enrolling himself for the part-time munition work, which was done voluntarily by zealous party members. So one evening every week, Winston spent 4 hours of paralyzing boredom screwing together small bits of metal, which were probably parts of bomb fuses, in a drafty, ill-lit workshop where the knocking of hammers mingled drearily with the music of the telescreens. When they met in the church tower, the gaps in their fragmentary conversation were filled up. It was a blazing afternoon. The air in the little square chamber above the bells was hot and stagnant and smelt overpoweringly of pigeon dung. They sat talking for hours on the dusty, twig-littered floor, one or other of them getting up from time to time to cast a glance through the arrow slits and make sure that no one was coming. Julia was 26 years old. She lived in a hostel with 30 other girls, always in the stink of women. How I hate women, she said parenthetically. And she worked, as he had guessed, on the novel writing machines in the fiction department. She enjoyed her work, which consisted chiefly in running and servicing a powerful but tricky electric motor. She was, quote, not clever, but was fond of using her hands and felt at home with machinery. Oops. Um, she could describe the whole process of composing a novel from the general directive issued by the planning committee down to the final touching up hmm, touching up by the rewrite squad. But she was not interested in the finished product. She, quote, didn't much care for reading, she said. Books were just a commodity that had to be produced like jam or bootlaces. He had no memories of anything before the early 60s, and the only person she had ever known who talked frequently of the days before the revolution was a grandfather who had disappeared when she was 8. At school, she had been captain of the hockey team and had won the gymnastics trophy 2 years running. She had been a troop leader in the Spies and a branch secretary in the Youth League before joining the Junior Anti-Sex League. She had always borne an excellent character. She had even, an infallible mark of good reputation, been kicked out to work in pornosec, the subsection of the fiction department, which turned out cheap pornography for distribution among the proles. It was nicknamed Muckhouse by the people who worked in it, she remarked. There she had remained for a year, helping to produce booklets in sealed packets with titles like Spanking Stories or One Night in a Girls' School, to be bought furtively by proletarian youths who were under the impression that they were buying something illegal. What are those books like? Said Winston curiously. Oh, ghastly rubbish. They're boring, really. They only have 6 plots, but they swap them round a bit. Of course, I was only on the kaleidoscopes. I was never in the rewrite squad. I'm not literary, dear. Not even enough for that. He learned with astonishment that all the workers in pornosec, except the heads of the departments, were girls. The theory was that men whose sex instincts were less controllable than those of women were in greater danger of being corrupted by the filth they handled. They don't even like having married women there, she added. Girls are always supposed to be so pure. Here's one who isn't anyway. She had had her first love affair when she was 16. with a party member of 60, who later committed suicide to avoid arrest. And a good job too, said Julia. Otherwise, they'd have had my name out of him when he confessed. Since then, there had been various others. Life as she saw it was quite simple. You wanted a good time. They, meaning the party, wanted to stop you having it. You broke the rules as best you could. She seemed to think it was just natural that they should want to rob you of your pleasures, as that you should want to avoid being caught. She hated the party and said so in the crudest words, but she made no general criticism of it. Except where it touched upon her own life, she had no interest in party doctrine. He noticed that she never used newspeak words except the ones that had passed into everyday use. She had never heard of brotherhood and refused to believe in its existence. Any kind of organized revolt against the party, which was bound to be a failure, struck her as stupid. The clever thing was to break the rules and stay alive all the same. He wondered vaguely how many others like her there might be in the younger generation people who had grown up in the world of the revolution, knowing nothing else, accepting the party as something unalterable, like the sky, not rebelling against its authority, but simply evading it as a rabbit dodges a dog. They did not discuss the possibility of getting married. It was too remote to be worth thinking about. No imaginable committee would ever sanction such a marriage, even if Catherine, Winston's wife, could somehow have been got rid of. It was hopeless even as a daydream. What was she like, your wife? Said Julia. She was, do you know the newspeak word good thinkful, meaning naturally orthodox and capable of thinking a bad thought? No, I didn't know that word. I didn't know the word, but I know the kind of person right enough. He began telling her the story of his married life, but curiously enough, she appeared to know the essential parts of it already. She described to him, almost as though she had seen or felt it, stiffening of Catherine's body as soon as he touched her, the way in which she still seemed to be pushing him from her with all her strength, even when her arms were clasped tightly round him. With Julia, he felt no difficulty in talking about such things. Catherine, in any case, had long ceased to be painful memory and became merely a distasteful one. I could have stood it if it hadn't been for one thing, he said. He told her about the frigid little ceremony that Catherine had forced him to go through on the same night every week. He hated it, but nothing would make her stop doing it. She used to call it, but you'll never guess. Our duty to the party, said Julia promptly. How did you know that? I've been at school too, dear. Sex talks once a month for over 16s, and in the youth movement, they rub it in for years. They rub it into you for years. I dare say it works in a lot of cases. But of course, you can never tell. People are such hypocrites. She began to enlarge upon the subject. With Julia, everything came back to her own sexuality. As soon as this was touched upon in any way, she was capable of great acuteness. Unlike Winston, she had grasped the inner meaning of the party's sexual puritanism. It was not merely that the sex instinct created a world of its own which was outside the party's control and which therefore had to be destroyed if possible. What was more important was that sexual privation induced hysteria, which was desirable because it could be transformed into war fever and leader worship. The way she put it was, when you make love, you're using up energy, and afterwards you feel happy and don't give a damn for anything. They can't bear you to feel like that. They want you to be bursting with energy all the time. All this marching up and down and cheering and waving flags is simply sex gone sour. If you're happy inside yourself, why should you get excited about the big brother and the 3-year plans and the 2 minutes hate and all the rest of their bloody rot? That was very true, he thought. There was a direct, intimate connection between chastity and political orthodoxy. For how could the fear, the hatred, and the lunatic credulity which the party needed in its members be kept at the right pitch, bottling down some powerful instinct and using it as a driving force? Sex impulse was dangerous to the party, and the party had turned it into had turned and the party had turned it to account. They had played a similar trick with the instinct of parenthood. Family could not actually be abolished, and indeed, people were encouraged to be fond of their children in almost the old fashioned way. The children, on the other hand, were systematically turned against their parents and taught to spy on them and report their deviations. The family had become, in effect, an extension of the thought police. It was a device by means of which everyone could be surrounded night and day by informers who knew him intimately. Abruptly, his mind went back to Catherine. Catherine would unquestionably have denounced him to the thought police if she had not happened to be too stupid to detect the unorthodoxy of his opinions. But what really recalled her to him at this moment was the stifling heat of the afternoon, which had brought the sweat out on his forehead. He began telling Julia of something that had happened, or rather had failed to happen, on another sweltering summer afternoon 11 years ago. It was 3 or 4 months after they were married. They had lost their way on a community hike somewhere in Kent. They had only lagged behind the others for a couple of minutes, but they took a wrong turning, presently found themselves pulled up short by the edge of an old chalk quarry. It was a sheer drop of 10 or 20 meters with boulders at the bottom. There was nobody of whom they could ask the way. As soon as she realized that they were lost, Catherine became very uneasy. To be away from the noisy mob of hikers, even for a moment, gave her a feeling of wrongdoing. She wanted to hurry back by the way they had come and start searching in the other direction. But at this moment, Winston noticed some tufts of loosestrife growing in the cracks of the cliff behind or beneath them. One tuft was of two colors, magenta and brick red, apparently growing on the same root. He had never seen anything of this kind before, and he called to Catherine to come look at it. Catherine, look at those flowers. That clump down near the bottom, do you see they're two different colors? She had already turned to go, but she did rather fretfully come back for a moment. She even leaned out over the cliff face to see where he was pointing. He was standing a little behind her, and he put his hand on her waist to steady her. At this moment, it suddenly occurred to him how completely alone they were. There was not a human creature anywhere, not a leaf stirring, not even a bird awake. In a place like this, the danger that there would be a hidden microphone was very small. And even if there was a microphone, it would only pick up sounds. It was the hottest, sleepiest hour of the afternoon. The sun blazed down upon them, the sweat tickled his face, and the thought struck him. Why didn't you give her a good shove? Said Julia. I would have. Yes, dear, you would have. If I'd been the same person then as I am now, or perhaps I would, I'm not certain. Are you sorry you didn't? Yes, on the whole, I'm sorry I didn't. They were sitting side by side on the dusty floor. He pulled her closer against him. Her head rested on his shoulder, the pleasant smell of her hair conquering the pigeon dung. She was very young, he thought. She still expected something from life. She did not understand that to push an inconvenient person over a cliff solves nothing. Actually, it would have made no difference, he said. Then why are you sorry you didn't do it? Only because only because I prefer a positive to a negative. In this game that we're playing, we can't win. Some kinds of failure are better than other kinds, that's all. He felt her shoulders give a wriggle of dissent. She always contradicted him when he said anything of this kind. He would not accept it as a law of nature that the individual is always defeated. In a way, she realized that she herself was doomed, that sooner or later the thought police would catch her and kill her. But with another part of her mind, she believed that it was somehow possible to construct a secret world in which you could live as you chose. All you needed was luck and cunning and boldness. She did not understand that there was no such thing as happiness, that the only victory lay in the far future, long after you were dead, that from the moment of declaring war on the party, it was better to think of yourself as a corpse. We are the dead, he said. We're not dead yet, said Julia prosaically. Not physically, 6 months, a year, 5 years conceivably. I'm afraid of death. You are young, so presumably you're more afraid of it than I am. Obviously, we shall put it off as long as we can, but it makes very little difference. So long as human beings stay human, death and life are the same thing. Oh, rubbish. Which would you sooner which would you sooner sleep with, me or skeleton? Don't you enjoy being alive? Don't you like feeling? This is me. This is my hand. This is my leg. I'm real. I'm solid. I'm alive. Don't you like this? She twisted herself round and pressed her bosom against him. He could feel her breasts, ripe yet firm through her overalls. Her body seemed to be pouring some of its youth and vigor into his. Yes, I like that, he said. Then stop talking about dying. And now listen, dear, we've got to fix up the next time we meet. We may as well go back to the place in the wood. We've given it a good long rest. But you must get there by a different way this time. I've got it all planned out. You take the train. But look, I'll draw it out for you. And in her practical way, scraped together a small square of dust, and with a twig from a pigeon's nest, began drawing a map of the floor. All right, that must be the end of part 2, chapter 3. So goody gumdrops, as my mom likes to say. Oh, I gotta pop up the chat. Wait, there we go. 9:14. Historian, our beloved giant Bunz, historian. He's just come from Lothlorien, dressed as the Mandalorian, driving his DeLorean, and he was singing along to Chance Gregorian with his accordion. And he only played with arms so he wouldn't crash. And he went home to his girlfriend, his Salvadorian, made homemade Samorian. And in a little while, giant buns while I'm reading 1984, and before you know it, we'll be a snoring with the Mr. Prestorian. 2 new wrestling videos. Oh, AJ Pump, you can slap them up on the Discord so that I remember to watch those. If you want to put links in the Discord, the Giant Buns Discord. Hola, Prestorian. But guys, I am going to end the stream because I'm a little tired, but I'm hungry. Started anything for my num num dinner dish, as my mom likes to say. So, guys, much love to AJ Punk, Coolin Wooly, and Miss Lucy Goosey, historian Lilian, mi amiga bonita, invoice, AJ, I said AJ Punk. Oh my gosh. Woody Woodland Loops, Mr. Woody Woodland Loops, you know me, love him. And he's delivering I think pallets of cookies. Did I get everyone? I think I did. So guys, I guess I can pull up a song real quick. Still got a little battery left in here. This guy, he got some nice power pets tonight. And this makes me so happy because sometimes I feel like Papa Gwynnie doesn't get as much attention. I really focus on Delphine because I've been worried about her a little bit. But the Grinch really craves one-on-one pets and all that. Make sure I can do that. Sure do. Hope everyone has a beautiful rest of their Friday night. Hope you guys all chillax after the week a little bit. Have some nice food. And yeah, I'm really happy that we got to read 1984 all together and just reconvene after a little late night stream. But I'm gonna pop up a song, and I hope to see. As far as I know, I think I'm going to be having a normal stream tomorrow night. Who knows? Maybe I could do a pop-up stream for a little bit outside when the bunnies are outside. I think I might be able to do outdoors with them tomorrow, as long as it doesn't get too hot. And vlogs, have a wonderful night, darling. See you all tomorrow. I'm gonna prop this up on the waffle pump bunny cast.
Out in the yard when the moon is high. Ooh, yeah. There's a deer named Funky Bones. Don't be shy. He tiptoes softly, looking for a treat. Captain Kira's got apples good enough to eat. Ooh, yeah. Funky Bones with his groove, moving to the beat. Kira's got the apples, they're so sweet. Coming close, just a nibble. Don't be afraid. Look at them dance. It's a backyard rave. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. Don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. It's a funky party, just you and me. Hey! Under the stars, they share a little bite. Ooh, yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, ooh, yeah. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. Ooh. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Hey. Funky Bones, don't Funky bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah. Kira's got the apples open wide. Coming close, just a nibble. Don't be afraid. No afraid. Look at them paws. Funky bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah. Kira's got the apples. Funky bones, funky bones. Oh yeah. It's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey, Under the stars, they share a little bite. Yeah. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right with every step. The friendship grows. A funky connection. Everybody knows now every night when the moon is high. Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share. Funky bones, don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share. Little gray luncheon on the hay. Chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play. Jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky. Little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, you don't care why. Wings of earth, they aim so high. Freedom in his furry flight. Sun and moon is only guide. No more walls, no cage inside. Little gray so wild inside. Bossy grind, he's on the move. No one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beat, he feels the soothe. Little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams. World ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes. Life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon. Stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night's tune. Backyard life's a wild cartoon.